Level 1. The liability. Harry Maguire. Let's start with the most painful truth in modern football. Manchester United paid £80 million for a defender who became a meme. The slab-head jokes, the turning radius of a cruise ship, the foot races he loses to players walking. From an investment perspective, it's one of the worst financial decisions in Premier League history. By 2023, Maguire wasn't just struggling, he was actively costing his team points. At Leicester, he looked solid. Strong in the air, decent positioning, a leader in a back three. Then United made him the world's most expensive defender and asked him to play in a high line. Big mistake. Maguire's game is built for deep defending. Drop back, head crosses, win duels. One ball over the top and he's done. His recovery speed is non-existent. His decision-making under pressure collapses. In the 4-0 thrashing by Brentford in 2022, Maguire was bullied, bypassed, and humiliated. Then there's his confidence. Sports psychology experts point to this as a textbook case of mental collapse. Once it cracked, it never fully healed. He became hesitant, second-guessing every pass, every positioning choice. At his worst, Maguire represents everything that can go wrong when a decent defender is asked to be something he's not. Wrong system, wrong tactics, wrong club. Shkodran Mustafi. Arsenal fans still have nightmares. Arsene Wenger paid £35 million for a World Cup winner in 2016, expecting defensive stability. Instead, they got a mistake factory. Mustafi's problem was simple. He thought he was better than he was. He'd step out of position to win a ball he had no business challenging for, leaving gaps behind him. He'd attempt a risky pass under pressure, lose it, and watch the counter-attack unfold. His positioning was reckless, his decision-making worse. In big games, he crumbled. Against Liverpool, Bayern, Chelsea, whenever Arsenal needed him most, Mustafi delivered disaster. By 2020, Arsenal was so desperate to get rid of him, they terminated his contract early. Level 1 isn't just about bad players. It's about players who actively make their teams worse. Eliaquim Mangala. Manchester City's £42 million disaster. When City signed him from Porto in 2014, he was the most expensive defender in British history. The investment strategy seemed sound. Young, athletic, successful in Portugal. Then reality hit. His debut against Chelsea looked promising. Colossal, the reports said. 6 days later, he scored an own goal and conceded a penalty against Hull City, nearly throwing away a 2-0 lead. That became the pattern. Flashes of physicality buried under catastrophic errors. City's defensive metrics actually worsened with him on the pitch. After 2 seasons of struggles, Guardiola arrived and immediately shipped him to Valencia on loan. He returned, made sporadic appearances, then joined Everton in January 2018. 2 games later, a serious knee injury ended his season. City gave him a contract extension in March 2019, then 4 months later told him he could leave for free. From £42 million to worthless in 5 years. He joined Valencia permanently, then Saint-Étienne, where he was relegated, and by 2025 he's without a club. The trajectory from record signing to football obscurity is a case study in how quickly value can evaporate when performance doesn't match investment. But here's the thing, one of these defenders appears again at a higher level. Let's see if you can guess which one. Level 2. The Brute. Dan Burn. 6'7". At Newcastle, he's become a cult hero. Not because of technical brilliance or tactical genius, but because he knows exactly what he is. Big, strong, unbeatable in the air. His job is simple. Win headers, clear crosses, block shots. And he does it brilliantly. He is okay on the ball. His passing is functional. His pace makes Maguire look rapid. But Eddie Howe built a system that hides those weaknesses and maximizes his strengths. A masterclass in strategic personnel management. Playing in a back four with protection from the midfield, Burn has been essential to Newcastle's resurgence. He's not going to dribble out from the back or play 60-yard diagonals. He's going to head the ball into row Z and let Bruno Guimaraes do the rest. And that's enough. Chris Smalling, the man who made Rio Ferdinand physically wince watching him try to pass a football. At Manchester United, Smalling was everything wrong with modern defending meeting old-school expectations. Physically, dominant. He'd win every header, bully strikers, throw his body in front of shots. But the moment he got the ball at his feet, panic set in. His passing was so bad, it became a running joke. Under Louis van Gaal's possession system, watching Smalling try to play out from the back was painful. Then he moved to Roma in 2019, and suddenly he looked brilliant. Why? Serie A's more defensive approach meant he could do what he does best: defend. No complicated build-up play, no 40-yard diagonals. Just win the ball, give it to someone else, repeat. At Roma, playing in a back three with protection, Smalling became one of their most consistent performers. Same player, different demands. That's level 2. The body works, the technical ability doesn't. But in the right system, the body is enough. Davinson Sanchez. At Ajax, he looked like the future. Fast, strong, aggressive. Tottenham paid $40 million in 2017, convinced they'd found the heir to Toby Alderweireld. Instead, they found a defender who excelled physically but collapsed mentally. Sanchez has all the tools: recovery pace, aerial ability, tackling strength. But his concentration is non-existent. One mistake and his confidence evaporates. He'd go from dominating strikers to gifting them goals within 10 minutes. At Galatasaray now, playing in a less intense league, he's found stability. But his Tottenham years showed the limits of physicality without composure. Level 2 defenders have the body. They just don't have the mind. Level 3. The system defender. Remember that defender from level 1? Here he is again. Same player, different level. And that's the point. Harry Maguire. Yes, he's here again. Because in the right system, Maguire transforms. Under Solskjaer's final season, and through Ten Hag's entire tenure, Maguire became a symbol of United's dysfunction. Ten Hag's high defensive line exposed every weakness. The captaincy was stripped. By 2023, he was a punchline. Then Ruben Amorim arrived in November 2024. 3 centre-backs, deep defensive structure, everything Maguire needed. And the transformation began. In his own words, he'd been working on his mental resilience for 18 months to 2 years, keeping his head down, waiting for his chance. When it came, he delivered. April 17th, 2025. Europa League quarter-final second leg against Lyon. United were 4-2 down on the night, 6-4 down on aggregate. Elimination loomed. Stoppage time in extra time. Maguire rose for a header. 5-4 on the night, 7-6 on aggregate. United were through to the semi-finals. 6 months later, October 19th, 2025, he scored the winner at Anfield against Liverpool in a 2-1 victory. United's first win there since January 2016. The mental strength required to deliver in those moments, after everything he'd endured, is extraordinary. Sports psychology experts point to Maguire as a case study in resilience and career management. From public humiliation to clutch performances in the biggest moments. That's not just system fit, that's character. The difference between Maguire at level 1 and level 3 isn't just ability, it's context, mental fortitude, and finding a manager who understands how to maximize what you can do instead of exposing what you can't. Jamie Carragher. Liverpool's warrior with a catalogue of own goals that could fill a blooper reel. 7 own goals in his career. But here's the thing about Carragher. He knew exactly what he was. Not the most talented, not the fastest, definitely not the most technical. But he'd throw his body in front of anything. His performances were never pretty. Pass completion rates that made analysts wince. But his tactical intelligence in reading dangerous situations saved Liverpool countless times. Under Gerard Houllier, he was functional. Under Rafa Benitez, he became essential to the system. His pace meant he got exposed against quick forwards. But in a deep defensive system, protecting the box, winning headers, Carragher was exactly what Liverpool needed. He maxed out every ounce of his limited ability through sheer will and tactical discipline. Not talented enough for higher levels, but smart enough to survive at the top for 17 years. Mickey van der Ven, the fastest centre-back in the Premier League. Possibly the fastest in the world. Recorded at 37.38 kilometers per hour, quicker than most wingers. At Tottenham under Ange Postecoglou, he was the perfect defender for a suicidal high line. His game is built on one thing: recovery pace. When the ball goes over the top and most defenders are cooked, Van der Ven turns on the afterburners and gets back. It's spectacular to watch. He's also excellent on the ball, progressive in his carrying, and aggressive in duels. At 23, he's already essential to Spurs. But here's the problem. His positioning isn't elite yet. He gets caught out, a lot. The difference is his pace bails him out. That recovery speed covers his mistakes. In Ange's system, that insanely high line that left defenders isolated, that pace was everything. Now under Thomas Frank, the question is whether he can adapt to a different tactical approach. And here's the bigger question. What happens when he's 30 and loses half a yard? Does he have the positional intelligence to compensate? That's the test. The talent is obvious. The ceiling is enormous. But he's system dependent. That's level 3. Brilliant in the right context, a question mark outside it. Level 4. The dependable defender. Antonio Rudiger. At Chelsea, he was good. At Real Madrid, he became great. Rudiger's game is built on intensity and physicality. He's aggressive, confrontational, and relentless. Under Tuchel at Chelsea, he thrived in a back 3. At Madrid, playing in a back 4, he's adapted brilliantly. His pace allows him to recover. His strength allows him to dominate strikers. His mentality allows him to perform in the biggest matches. The 2024 Champions League final against Dortmund, Rudiger shut down every attack. Not through brilliance, but through relentless, disciplined defending. He's not a ball-playing defender. His passing is functional. But he doesn't need to be. His job is to defend, and he does it at the highest level. Marquinhos. At PSG, he's been the defensive constant for over a decade. Captaining a team filled with egos and chaos, Marquinhos has remained the stabilizing force. His positioning is elite. His composure under pressure unshakable. His leadership essential. He's played under 6 different managers at PSG, adapted to every system, and delivered consistency throughout. He's not the fastest, he's not the strongest, but he reads the game better than most. He anticipates danger, intercepts passes, and organizes the defense with precision. The problem? He's never truly been tested outside PSG's dominance of League One. In Champions League knockout rounds, before their long-awaited trophy, PSG's defense has collapsed repeatedly. How much is Marquinhos, and how much is the system around him? That's the question keeping him at level 4 instead of higher. Kim Min-jae, the monster from South Korea. At Napoli in 2022-23, he was a revelation. Fast, strong, dominant in the air, and composed on the ball. He led Napoli to their first Serie A title in 33 years, replacing Kalidou Koulibaly seamlessly. Bayern Munich paid 50 million to bring him to the Bundesliga in 2023. And then, he looked human. The high line exposed his positioning lapses. The aggressive pressing revealed his decision-making flaws. By 2024-25, he's adapted, but the aura has faded. The talent remains, the consistency doesn't. Level 4 defenders are excellent. They're just not elite. Not yet. Level 5. The elite. Ruben Dias. Manchester City paid 65 million for him in 2020, and he transformed their defense overnight. Under Guardiola, City had always prioritized attack over defense. Then Diaz arrived and brought structure, discipline, and leadership. His positioning is flawless. He's always in the right place, cutting off passing lanes, intercepting danger before it develops. His performance analytics show consistency that rivals any defender in Europe. His communication organizes the entire backline. His composure spreads to teammates. In his first season, he won the Premier League, reached the Champions League final, and was named PFA Player of the Year, the first defender to win it since Van Dijk. Since then, he's been consistent, reliable, and essential. Not as dominant as prime Van Dijk, but week in, week out, one of the best defenders in the world. William Saliba, the invincible in the making. Since breaking into Arsenal's first team in 2022, Saliba has been a revelation. Pace that allows him to recover from any position, strength that dominates strikers, composure that makes him press-resistant, and passing ability that turns defense into attack. He's the complete modern defender, comfortable in a high line, excellent in one-on-one situations, and rarely makes mistakes. At just 24, he's already one of the Premier League's best. The question is whether he can sustain this across multiple seasons and maintain it in the Champions League's biggest moments. For now, he's the prototype of the modern ball-playing defender. Fast, strong, technical, and intelligent. Raphael Varane. 4 Champions Leagues, 1 World Cup. A career defined by winning the biggest trophies. At Real Madrid, he was Sergio Ramos's partner, the calm to Ramos's uncompromising playing style. Fast enough to cover, strong enough to dominate, intelligent enough to read danger. Then Manchester United signed him in 2021, and injuries destroyed him. When fit, he was world-class, composed, technical, positionally perfect. But he was rarely fit. Hamstring injuries, knee problems, muscle strains, he'd become unreliable. At his peak, Varane was level 7. At United, he was level 6 on talent and performance, but unavailable too often to matter. The ability was there, the body wasn't. Jaap Stam. Sir Alex Ferguson called selling him his biggest mistake. That tells you everything about Stam's level. At Manchester United from 1998 to 2001, he was a force of nature. Physically dominant, strength that bullied strikers, pace that allowed recovery, aerial ability that won everything. Part of the treble-winning side in 1999. For 3 years, he was untouchable. The problem? One autobiography criticizing teammates and Ferguson. Then injuries at Lazio. The peak was extremely high, but relatively short. At his best, Stam combined old-school physicality with modern reading of the game. He didn't just defend, he intimidated. Strikers knew they were in for a battle. His positioning was excellent. His tackling fierce but controlled. His presence made everyone around him better. Elite at his peak, but the longevity and consistency across different clubs wasn't there like the level 6 and 7 legends.
Level 6, the complete defender. Rio Ferdinand. The defender who revolutionized what defending meant in the Premier League era. At Manchester United, Rio wasn't just stopping attacks, he was orchestrating them. His ability to carry the ball out from the back, break press with a turn, and spray 40-yard passes to wingers made him ahead of his time. His market value during his prime reflected this rare combination of defensive solidity and technical brilliance. Before Rio, centre-backs were expected to defend. He proved they could control matches. 6 Premier League titles, 1 Champions League, 14 years at United as the defensive cornerstone of Ferguson's dynasty. Partnered with Vidic, they formed the most dominant partnership in Premier League history. Rio handled everything technical. His reading of the game was supernatural. He'd intercept passes that looked unreachable. He'd step in front of strikers before they realized the ball was coming. And when he won it, he didn't just clear it, he started attacks. His pace allowed him to recover from any position. His composure under pressure made him press-resistant. His development from young defender to captain showed tactical maturity that elevated United's entire back line. What separates Rio at level 6 from level 5? Sustained excellence. Over a decade of dominance. Adapting his game as he aged. Remaining elite into his mid-30s through intelligence rather than physicality. The blueprint for every modern ball-playing defender traces back to Ferdinand. John Terry, Chelsea's heart and soul for 19 years. 5 Premier League titles, 1 Champions League, 5 FA Cups, 3 League Cups. Terry's game wasn't built on pace or flair. It was built on positioning, courage, and an unshakable will to win. He read danger better than anyone. He threw his body in front of shots others wouldn't dare block. He organized defenses with authority that demanded respect. His importance to Chelsea cannot be overstated. When Terry played, Chelsea won. When he didn't, they struggled. The statistics prove it. Chelsea's win percentage, goals conceded, and defensive solidity all improved dramatically with Terry on the pitch. Under Jose Mourinho, he was the defensive foundation of back-to-back title wins and the record 15 goals conceded in 2004 to 2005. Under Carlo Ancelotti, he led Chelsea to the double. Under Roberto Di Matteo, his performance in the 2012 Champions League semi-final against Barcelona, though suspended for the final, was what got them there. His career had controversy. The slip in Moscow, off-field issues. But on the pitch, Terry was world-class excellence sustained across 2 decades. One of the most effective and important defenders English football has ever produced. That trophy cabinet and those 717 appearances for Chelsea tell you everything. Level 6 isn't just about ability. It's about importance, legacy, and sustained dominance. John Terry embodies all 3. Virgil van Dijk. Now here's where it gets controversial. Some of you will argue Van Dijk belongs at level 7. And honestly, you might have a point. From 2018 to 2020, he was untouchable. But we're ranking him based on his complete career and current form in 2025. At 34, Van Dijk is still excellent, but no longer perfect. His reading of the game remains elite. His passing out from the back still dictates Liverpool's build-up. His mental resilience after that career-threatening ACL injury has been remarkable. Coming back from such trauma requires psychological strength that most players never develop. His leadership still anchors the defense, but the explosiveness is gone. The recovery pace has diminished. He gets beaten in foot races now. The aura of invincibility has faded. He's no longer the player who made strikers change their approach entirely. Peak Van Dijk? That's level 7 territory. The 2018-19 season where Liverpool conceded just 22 goals. The Champions League final where he dominated Tottenham, finishing second in the Ballon d'Or. That version was perfect. But careers are measured across years, not just peak moments. And the physical decline, while managed brilliantly, is real. Consistent across systems. Reliable in big moments. Still world-class, but no longer flawless. That evolution is what makes him a complete defender. Just not quite a world-class anymore. Let me know if you think I'm wrong about Van Dijk. Is he still level 7? Make your case in the comments. Level 7. World class. Vincent Kompany. Manchester City's transformation from good to great started with one man. When Kompany arrived in 2008, City were mid-table. When he left in 2019, they were Premier League royalty. 4 league titles, 2 as captain. The first defender to truly define Guardiola's possession-based system while maintaining defensive excellence.
Company was the complete package. Physically dominant, strong, quick, excellent in the air. Technically brilliant, comfortable on the ball, progressive passing, press resistant. Mentally unshakable, a leader who delivered in the biggest moments. That thunderbolt against Leicester in 2019 that sealed the title race. The goal celebration, the certainty. That's level 7. But it wasn't just that goal. It was how he organized defenses, how he made everyone around him better, how he evolved his game under different managers. Under Mancini, he was the physical warrior. Under Pellegrini, he added technical refinement. Under Guardiola, he became the ball-playing defender who could step into midfield and dictate play. The intelligence to adapt, the consistency to maintain excellence across systems. Sergio Ramos, the most complete defender in modern football. Defending, attacking, leadership, mentality, Ramos had everything. At Real Madrid, he scored over 100 goals. From centre-back, his financial impact extended beyond the pitch. Jersey sales, sponsorships, and brand value made him one of football's most marketable defenders. He won 4 Champions Leagues, often scoring in finals or crucial knockout rounds. The 93rd minute header against Atletico Madrid in 2014, the goal that started Real's dominance. Ramos was a lockdown defender, aggressive, dominant, uncompromising. He'd bully strikers, organize the back line, and then sprint forward for a corner and score. His disciplinary record was a disaster. 28 red cards in his career. And the aggression is probably what made him. When the stakes were highest, Ramos delivered. He defined clutch defending. The 2016 Champions League final, the 2017 final, the 2018 final. Always there, always scoring or defending when it mattered. Even at PSG and Sevilla in his later years, his mentality remained. Leadership, aggression, and an unshakable belief that he'd win every battle. Fabio Cannavaro, the only defender to win the Ballon d'Or in the 21st century. At just 5 feet 9 inches, Cannavaro proved that elite defending isn't about size. It's about intelligence, positioning, and timing. The 2006 World Cup was his masterpiece. Leading Italy to glory, captaining the defense that conceded just 2 goals in 7 matches, 1 an own goal, 1 a penalty. He made defending look like chess, reading attacks 3 moves ahead, intercepting passes that looked impossible to reach, winning aerial duels against strikers half a foot taller through perfect timing and positioning. At Juventus, Real Madrid, and with Italy, Cannavaro was consistent excellence across different teams, tactics, and leagues. His pace allowed him to recover. His reading of the game meant he rarely needed to. His leadership made everyone around him better. When Zinedine Zidane got sent off in the 2006 World Cup final, it was Cannavaro who steadied Italy and guided them to victory. That's level 7. Winning the biggest trophies while defying every physical expectation. Pure defensive intelligence made physical. Paolo Maldini, 25 years at AC Milan, 5 Champions Leagues, 7 Serie A titles, over 900 appearances. And he did it all with elegance that made defending look like art. Maldini's game was built on positioning, anticipation, and timing. He didn't need to sprint because he was already in the right place. He didn't need to tackle recklessly because he read danger before it arrived. Left back, centre back, it didn't matter. He mastered both. At 40 years old, he was still dominating forwards half his age. Managers built systems around him. Teammates trusted him. Opponents feared him. When people talk about the perfect defender, they describe Maldini.
Franz Beckenbauer, der Kaiser, the Emperor. The only defender with 2 Ballon d'Ors, the man who invented the modern sweeper role and changed football forever. At Bayern Munich and West Germany, Beckenbauer didn't just defend, he orchestrated entire matches from the back. Sitting behind the defense, reading danger, intercepting passes, then driving forward to start attacks. He could play as a defender, a midfielder, or both simultaneously. His vision was extraordinary, his passing range absurd, his leadership absolute. World Cup winner as captain in 1974, World Cup winner as manager in 1990. The only person to achieve both. That's immortality. Beckenbauer revolutionized what a defender could be. Before him, defenders cleared balls and stayed back. He proved they could control games, dictate tempo, and create attacks. Watch footage of the 1974 World Cup final. Beckenbauer gliding across the pitch, intercepting, passing, organizing, dominating. He made it look effortless. Pep Guardiola's entire philosophy, defenders who step into midfield, who play progressive passes, who start attacks, is a result of Beckenbauer's playing style. He's the blueprint, the original architect. Level 7 isn't just about being great, it's about changing the game. Beckenbauer changed football itself. The truth is simple. For most players, levels are fluid, not just for defenders, for every footballer. Maguire goes from level 1 at United to level 3 in the right system. Same player, different contexts. Who knows what Carragher would have looked like at another team? What if Stam never wrote that book and stayed at United for another 5 years? That's football. Greatness isn't reaching your peak once, it's sustaining excellence across changes. That's what separates the good from the greats. Did we get it right? Where does your favorite defender rank? And in what system would they climb higher? Let us know in the comments. And if you enjoyed this, you'll love what's coming next.